Hi guys, so I thought I would do my February, March favourites. It always seems to be like a 2-month block with me, but so apologies for that. Yeah, normally I'd hold all the things up for you to see, but really, a lot of the things I want to talk about, I can't really show you. So I'll just use pictures. I'll do foodie things first. Easter is coming up and Easter eggs are always great fun, but specifically mini eggs. I love mini eggs. They are amazing. Last year there was a Ferrero Rocher egg that I loved, but I haven't seen them yet this year, so I don't know if they are existing. I have to find out. I'm gonna have to Google that and see. But yeah, mini eggs, it's always a win, so I can't wait to eat my weight of mini eggs this year. The other thing I've discovered is something called Oasis Drops. Oasis Drops. They've been doing for a little while little like cartons. I'll show you a picture. Ding! They've been doing little cartons where you just put a few drops of the juice into a great big glass of water. So it's obviously much more concentrated than a bottle of juice is. A bottle of squash, whatever you want to call it. I know that Americans don't call it squash, they just call it juice. I remember I was talking on a group once somewhere and I mentioned squash, and they were trying to picture me like mushing down butternut squash and trying to shove it into a water to make a drink, and I was like, that's not what's happening here. So that made me laugh. Anywho, I've digressed. Yeah, there's an Oasis one, a pink lemonade one. It is delicious, and it is just a few bits. You know, you don't need loads of this concentrate. It is really good. I know that I think it was the Robinsons one my sister tried and said it was absolutely vile. So I've been avoiding them for a long time, but I think I was in like Poundland or somewhere and they had this pink lemonade one and it's really tasty, so if you see that, it's definitely worth a try. I've got a list written down of favourites, so sorry for looking down. Actually, I want to show you something on my phone and I've got 16% battery, and we all know with iPhones that could mean anything, so I will show you it now. There is an app called Parcel Track that I have been using. I have bought a lot of pops recently, you may have seen that on this video, and I always find it's kind of handy to know when they're going to arrive, because with working nights and stuff it's always a bit difficult to make sure that I'm awake, or I'm awake enough to hear the postman knocking because I don't have a doorbell. So it's handy to have this app, and it's called Parcel Track. I'll see if I can show you. Yeah, there we go, Parcel Track. Oh, spoiler for something that's arriving on it soon on its way. Yeah, so it's called Parcel Track, and I'll show you what the actual app screen looks like. So yeah, I've got Amazon, eBay and Parcel Track in that one. So it's just like a little blue sack truck with parcels on it. But it's really handy, it's free, you just put the tracking number of whatever it is, and you can use all different companies' tracking numbers, and it will find the detail and it'll keep a track of how, like, you know, if it's in your local distribution centre or if it's in your own sorting office, or, you know, where it is. Keeps you updated, so you've got a better idea of when it's going to arrive. It's really handy. Like I say, it's free of charge, and it's been a bit of a godsend for me because I often get those dreaded red cards through the post, through the letterbox, and I don't live particularly near the sorting office and I don't have transport to get to the sorting office. I tend to walk everywhere, so it's a giant pain for me if I get one of those red cards, so it's really handy that this app will tell me when to expect an item arriving. So that's pretty great. While we are on the subject of things like that, a website that I think you should check out is called Holiday Pirates. It is fantastic. I wish that I had the annual leave and the disposable income to just go on holiday whenever I fancied, because some of the deals on there are incredible. Like, they had a Santorini holiday for, I think it was 190 something per person for a week in Easter. Like, that's incredible. There's so many deals on there. When I went to New York last year, I found my flights on that website, and I think it was £250 return to New York. Like, I'll put a link to Holiday Pirates in the description because they are great. And to be honest, even if you can't afford to go on holiday or you don't have the time off, it's just kind of fun to look at the website, to be honest, to see what is out there so you can plan for the future. So it's always kind of interesting to see what they've got on offer at the moment. I think they've got some stuff in the UK, but a lot of it is far further afield. So but yeah, I always think that's fun. I don't know why, it might be a bit of a weird thing to do, but I often find myself planning holidays that I can't go on anytime soon. So yeah, I don't know if you do that too, but if you do, that's the website for you. What else have I been loving this month? Let's do TV next. I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who. I was quite behind. I don't really know why, because I do love it. I like watching it. You've probably seen that I've got a lot of their pops from Doctor Who. I seem to store them up and then binge watch them instead of watching them weekly. Like, it's been the longest time since I've sat and tuned in on a Saturday night and watched it live. So, well, not live, but you know what I mean, watched it when it's airing. So I have finished the first season that Peter Capaldi did. I'm just about to start the second one, but I love it. I also saved up a load of The Walking Dead. Hadn't seen any of this most recent series. I have just finished and got up to date with America on what they're up to at the moment. But the first episode was so intense that I was like, you know, people joke about on the edge of your seat viewing. It actually was like that. I was like, no, oh my god, like panicked. So it was really, really good. It's a great show, but it is quite stressful to watch it. What else have I been watching? I'll do one more TV show, then I'll move on to film. I've been watching Lucifer. It is great, loving it. I've watched 7 episodes in the past week. It's just awesome. Tom Ellis, who was in Miranda, and he was very briefly in Once Upon a Time as well. I don't know if any of you watched that, but you should do if you don't. I don't even know where I was just sitting. I probably moved, so sorry if I have. But I had to go and tell my cat off because he was being an idiot. What was I talking about? Lucifer. You're right, so Lucifer is Lucifer. He's been ruling over hell. He's basically the devil, and he's decided to go on vacation and go and live in LA. And it is really funny. It's basically a detective story. He turns into a bit of a detective. He works with a local police officer who's played by Lauren German, who I know from Hawaii Five-0. So they're really good. That's a really funny team. And it's just really fun. Like, it's just really good. It's a really good level of humour, I would say. Like, Tom Ellis is a far better actor than I'd realised he was. I mean, I thought he was good, thought he was alright, but he's quite good at the dark stuff. I knew he'd be good at the comedy, but obviously he's still playing Satan, so he's still going to be a bit evil at sometimes, and that's really, really funny. So I recommend that a lot. I've seen a couple of films this month that I've really loved. I've seen Deadpool, which who hasn't by now, but I've actually a friend of mine hadn't seen it tonight, and I was talking to her tonight and said, no, you need to go. Even if comic book movies aren't normally the sort of thing you would go and see, I think that this is still something that would appeal to a lot of people because the humour is just very, very good. I think it's a good story. Like, yeah, well, I mean, Deadpool, what's not to love, really? They were a bit disappointed when they found out that Ryan Reynolds wasn't going to be handsome as hell the whole way through, but they've agreed to go and see it, so I've got high hopes that they will enjoy it, and I think that most film goers would love to see it too. The other film I've seen is one that was actually a DVD, Victor Frankenstein. Now, I didn't know what to expect from this. I've seen Frankenstein, like, I know the story of Frankenstein's monster and all that kind of stuff. This is sort of told from a slightly different perspective, and it's got Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy in it, both of whom are great, so that was always going to be a win for me. But yeah, Daniel Radcliffe basically plays Frankenstein's assistant, and they make the monster together. But it's just, I kind of like films from that era anyway, like it's all kind of dark and a bit grim. But yeah, I always think James McAvoy's really quite good in really gritty roles that he can really sink his teeth into, and I found that this gave him quite a good, like a wide range of emotions for a character, because he was very happy one minute and really like moody and grumpy and like mad the next minute, so it was really, really interesting. It was nice to see. I don't think I've seen Daniel Radcliffe do that many other films other than the Potter stuff. I watched him do a romantic comedy, which I've forgotten the name of, but if I think of it, I'll put it in the description. He was really, really good in that, and I was surprised that he would work so well in comedy, but he did. He was really, really good. So, but I still didn't really know how he'd fit into this film. But he did a fine job. I wasn't watching Harry Potter in a film. I wasn't watching Daniel Radcliffe in a film. I was just watching his character, and it was fine. So, yeah. His character was really endearing, actually. He was sort of the good guy the whole way through it, so yeah. And also, if you watch Downton Abbey, the lady, I don't know her real name, I've completely forgotten it, the lady who plays Sybil is also in the film, so she was really good. It took me a while to place her, to be honest. I don't know why, but I couldn't, my brain wouldn't engage straight away that was who she was. But she was really good. And the whole film itself, like I say, I really, really enjoyed it. Far more than I was expecting to, actually. I kind of put it, if I'm honest, I put it on because I like James McAvoy and I knew that he's attractive. And then, yeah, I got sucked into it. It was a really good film. So I recommend that. It's nice once in a while to be surprised by a film that you don't think is going to be great and then it turns out that it actually is. So that's what I'm going to recommend to you this time around. What else do I have to talk to you about? Anything for anything more. There was another TV show that I'd forgotten about, and I don't know how I managed to forget about it because I've been very eager. In fact, it's on again tomorrow. Yes! I've been very eager each week for this show to be on. It's The Night Manager. It is a new BBC drama. It's been on for about 4 weeks, so maybe not that new now. Yeah, I think it's his 4th week tomorrow. And it's got Tom Hiddleston in it, Hugh Laurie, Olivia Colman, and a whole horde of other people. Like, it's got, what's his real name? Tom Hollander? I think that's his real name. Beckett from Pirates of the Caribbean, between you and me. And it's really good. Like, to be honest, I've been really frustrated each week waiting because I'm so used to binging TV episodes. It's been really frustrating having to wait a whole week for the next episode. But, yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying it. In fact, actually, damn, I've got work tomorrow night, so I'm probably not going to be able to watch it on time. Oh no, it's so disappointing. Darn it. Anywho, I've digressed. It's about an arms dealer. Hugh Laurie's the arms dealer. And it basically, the long and short of it is Hiddleston's gone undercover to try and bring the arms dealer to justice. And it's really, 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 did I mention really? Good. I'm loving it. They're all great actors, to be honest, so you know that you're going to, these people don't tend to sign their names to Tosh, so you know it's going to be a good series or show before you've even started, to be quite honest with you. But it's reminding me in a way of how everyone was watching Broadchurch and talking about it the next day at work. I feel like it's basically the same level of hysteria around this show. So probably everyone's already heard about it, but if you haven't, you need to watch it. I think I read somewhere recently that it's going to be on in America soon. So I think they're behind. So if you're American, keep an eye out for that. Watch it from the beginning because it's great. I'm loving it. Like, it's not nail biting every episode, but at the same time it's sort of like really, you can tell something's going to kick off at some point soon. So I'm really, really getting into it and loving it. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you aren't watching it and you're in the UK, you're a fool, and you should see if it's on catch up because it's great. Anything else? One more thing that I should have mentioned earlier on. McCain's sweet potato fries. Why do I ever need to leave my house? I have been, for some reason, I've mentioned in previous videos, the UK, I've only just caught onto the whole sweet potato thing. It used to be quite difficult to get sweet potato fries in restaurants. It's becoming more and more common now, which is great for me because I love sweet potato fries. But yeah, McCain's have just started doing their own bake at home fries, and they are delicious. Asda do their own one, which I got like one of those where they deliver the food for you. You just pay for it and they pack it all and bring it to you. But they were out of stock of the McCain's ones, so they sent me their ones, and quite frankly, they were pants in comparison. A bit disappointed with those, but the McCain's ones are great. Crispy, and it's very difficult to achieve, I think, crispy sweet potato fries that you've baked rather than fried at home. It's difficult. They're always a bit soggy, whereas the McCain's ones are crispy. They are actually crunchy and delicious. So if you're a fan of sweet potato fries and you fancy having them in the luxury and the comfort of your own home, then look out for the McCain's ones, because they are delicious. Last but not least, I thought I would do a quick heads up to another YouTuber that I like watching. They also do unboxings of pops and sort of geeky news, and they're really, really great. I like them a lot. They're really friendly people as well. And it is My Mind's Emporium. I will leave a link to their YouTube channel in my description box, but if you're not already subscribed and watching, then I suggest you go and check them out because they're awesome. And yeah, that's all for this couple of months. This bi-monthly, why don't I just say that? This bi-monthly favourites video. I will do another one again in a few months' time probably. But thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.